Do you have a vision for your family? Do you have a direction, a plan that you're wanting to take them? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about it. So as a husband and as a father, I feel the weight of responsibility to lead my family, to have a vision that I want to take them towards. And I feel the weight and responsibility of setting the direction and leading my family towards that. I actually watched a video. It's by a content creator named Belief in Fatherhood, and he talked about him and his wife Yvette. They were talking and she essentially just told him, she said, I trust you with my life. I trust you with my family, with my kids. You better have a plan. Now, here's the thing. Farah has never said that to me, but I still feel that same weight and responsibility for my wife, for my kids, for Kai, for Finn, for Ozzy. As a father and as a husband, I recognize my responsibility to lead them and lead them well. So I think the first question we need to ask is, how do we get a vision? Like, how do we get direction for our family? How do we even come up with a plan? And here's the thing, you can spend all the time you want, maybe just getting alone and journaling and trying to think things through, but there's a way to get a vision for your family, to get a plan, to get direction that is far greater than your mind can even comprehend. And that is through prayer with God. Like literally talking to the God of the universe and asking him, saying, God, would you give vision for me, for my family? I love the book of James because it's such filled with just wisdom. And at the very beginning of the book, he says, if anybody lacks wisdom, let them ask from God above, and he will pour it out generously on them. Here's my encouragement to you. And here's what I did. When I wanted to get vision, direction, guidance for where God wanted to take my family, I went away and I got on my face, I got on my knees, I cried out to God and I said, God, would you give me vision? Would you give me understanding? Would you give me a direction of where you want me to lead my family? And here's what I discovered as well. Sometimes we think we're going to have the 5-year plan, the 10-year plan, the 15-year plan. But sometimes all God gives you is the next step of obedience. That it doesn't have to be so grand. It doesn't have to be so well thought out. It just needs to be a direction, a step. And then your job as a husband and as a father is to lead your family in taking that step of obedience, right? This whole channel is, the foundation of this channel is talking about being found faithful, right? Be found faithful in whatever it is that God calls you to. So if God gives you vision as a father and as a husband, be faithful to what he calls you in. If it's small, if it's big, get after it. Another thing that I learned when it comes to seeking God's vision and direction for your family is recognizing that you don't have to do it alone. You know, sometimes it's so easy to just get away, seek the Lord and pray, and then get this grand vision, and then not even having an understanding of what your spouse is thinking and their desires and their heart, you know. So what me and Farah do is we get together. We don't do it often, but every 6 months, every year, we find time, whether that's at our couch or at our dinner table, or maybe we'll go to a coffee shop together. We'll just begin to talk about what does God have for us, and we'll dialogue. We'll say, here's what the Lord is teaching me. He's teaching me that I need to slow down. I need to Sabbath more. And Farah might say something similarly. She might say, hey, I realize that I'm just more irritated and I just feel so hurried. And then even though we're talking about different things, when we seek the Lord together, there's this alignment. And he just reminds us, okay, here's the vision for your family. You need to rest more. You need to Sabbath well. You need to have a better sense of work and rest. And that's really a big proponent of where me and Farah are in our marriage and in our family today. We Sabbath, not because I had a grand thing reading John Romer's Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. Sure, it helped, but I got alone with my wife. We prayed together, we sought the Lord together, and God gave us vision. He gave us direction of where he wanted us to take our family. All right, y'all, so here is the practical step. You ready? You have to realign your life with the vision that God has given you. You know, it's one thing to seek God's face and pray and then him give you a grand vision. It's another thing to go and get with your spouse and you guys agree together and you dream up a plan together. Now, those are great and grand things, and we should do those things. But a vision without actual steps toward it is just a vision. It's ethereal. It never affects and changes who we are and the way we live our lives. And so my advice for you is, when God gives you a vision, take the step of faith, be obedient to it. And listen, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. It's actually oftentimes quite difficult, because God is going to reveal things that you need to give up, things that you might need to sacrifice, changes in your life that need to take place. But think about this. It's better to obey and take steps of faith in the direction that God is calling you to than choosing to willingly, when God gives you a vision, choose to do the exact opposite or to remain the same. There is beauty. There is life change. All of that happens when we're obedient to what God is calling us to. So if God gives you a vision, a direction, he's pointed you towards a specific plan for you and your family, then you want to take the steps to realign your life, make adjustments, make changes, so that way you're headed in that direction. And if you'd like help with that, check out this video on the screen right here. Peace. Oh.